now it's on.
All right. Let's do this. So you're gonna send me up the spreader first. All right.
Ready?
Yeah. Yes. It fits. Oh. My lanyard.
Put it off.
I don't have a knife. It's stuck at the spreader. No, okay, you have to let me down to the spreader. Alright, well, we went to install the mizzen shroud, and it's just a little bit too big for the slot. But this is amazing. We're having all new shrouds.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And my tummy just rumbled. I'm so hungry.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I just got a call from the rigger, and our new shrouds are in town. So these are the things that hold up our mast. We can look at the boat. Boom. So there's these things that hold up the mast called shrouds and stays and whatnot, and a couple of them look bad. So we got the rigger to make up some new ones, and they are ready to be picked up. So I'm gonna dinghy into town, meet the rigger, and pick up our parts. All right, so let's go dinghy.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Arrived at the dinghy dock, and Marilyn from the rigging company was here, and we just got our new stays. There we go. Our big stays for our main mast, little stays for the mizzen mast. Yeah, this stuff looks cool. Look at this, all new shiny hardware. Dang. All right, now the work begins though. We get back, and I think we're gonna wake up tomorrow morning really early, and we'll start this process. So, all right, peace. Do today, Panda? What we do every day. Come on. What do we do today, Panda?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
We are going to put up the new rigging that we got. Yeah. It's early. Well, early for us.
Cool. Yeah, so we gotta install our new shrouds, which are right here. Put them up here. So, first order of business is we're gonna take down the head sail, because we're gonna use that halyard to support the mast, and then support the mast, and then get me up there, disconnect, reconnect the new one, something like that. Let's see how it goes.
By no means are we professional riggers, and this is not a how-to video. We're just a couple of sailors doing what's best for us, and we love to share our experiences. We did our research, some planning, and made a couple of mistakes along the way. But overall, we were very impressed with ourselves, the work we did, and what we accomplished as newbies. You may be wondering why we're replacing our rigging in the first place. Well, first of all, we don't know how old it is, and since leaving Florida, we've put over 5,000 nautical miles on it. And most importantly, in a usual inspection after our journey through the North Atlantic, we found some troubling signs. Luckily, with this type of 19-wire rigging, it can show signs of fatigue long before it breaks, and we were in a great location to do the work. On the mizzen shroud, there was a kink that had formed halfway up, which should be straight, and we suspect it was a broken internal strand. On one of our main shrouds, we found what is sometimes called a lollipop rust stain, as well as a bulge in the wire that ran for several meters, which also indicates a possible broken internal strand. And on the other main shroud, we found small signs of fatigue and surface cracks on the T-fitting that connects the wire to the mast. So we chose an early, calm morning to endeavor on our first ever boat rigging at anchor.
Alright, you ready?
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Hold. Okay, you can tie me off here. Yes, I guessed it right. Okay, so now that's disconnected. Let me just think through this. So now you're gonna send me up to the top. You're gonna disconnect this shroud at the bottom. I'm gonna reconnect the new one. I can bring up the new shroud through here right now. That would eliminate one more step. I'm gonna connect the new one, feed it through here, just get this thing kind of close, bring me all the way down. We can connect it down there. Then now we have the old shroud down there. We can measure, because I marked it. So measure the old, and then send me back up here, and I'll align it. And then that's it. Ready. Hold. Good. Tie me off. Now you can disconnect the shroud. Meanwhile, it is a beautiful day up here. Okay, I'm disconnecting it here. Yes. It fits. Oh. Shit, my lanyard.
Put it off!
I don't have a knife. Okay, good. That's it. Wow, this looks so good. Fits really well. Send me down to the spreader. Whew. All right.
And the first day was up. We added a few washers, secured the toggle to the chain plate, and tensioned the turnbuckle.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Then it was back up the mast again to tighten the shroud to the spreader, and boom! Now we would repeat the process on the starboard side, and not forget to take off the lanyard this time.
All right, send me up. Okay, now you can undo the shroud. Ah, it's stuck at the spreader. pulled down just pretty gently on your end? No, okay, you have to let me down to the spreader. Okay, I got it now. I'm ready to go back up.
After only a couple minor hiccups and a lot of up and down on the mast, we moved on to the mizzen, where we found a major problem with the T-fitting, the part that connects the shroud to the mast.
Alright, well, we went to install the mizzen shroud, and it's just a little bit too big for the slot. So I'm gonna just grind it down. I kind of anticipated, I thought maybe it would work, but they didn't have one that was like the exact size that we had, which is fine. Like, this has more meat than the last one, so it'll still be just as strong. And I'm grinding on the top, which I think isn't as stress riser as like where the point is. So, all right, so we grind away.
The grinder just wasn't cutting it, so we brought out the cutoff wheel. Echoing off the granite mountain, we were definitely interrupting the peaceful and serene Saturday morning of hikers in Acadia. So is the cruising life sometimes, doing boat work in exotic places.
Alright, we just finished installing the last shroud. I had to grind on it to get it to fit into the position just a little bit, like took off like 20 thousandths, that was it. And last step here is Panda is just doing some polishing work. With the polishing, it just allows us to clean up that chain plate and give it a good visual inspection for any cracks and fatigue, which we haven't seen any on any of them, so that's super good news. And otherwise, yeah, all the connections, the spreader worked, everything worked out really well. I'm just happy it went smooth. I'm happy we measured the lengths correctly. Yeah, so we just have one more shroud to connect, and then we'll kind of tension up the rig and at least look at it. And then we'll go for a sail, of which we'll adjust the tension so it's all set. So yeah, what do you think, Panda?
It's been some hard work. I was hauling Darren up the mast quite a few times, so I'm a little tired, but it's been really cool being able to see the process and do it ourselves.
Yeah, it's rewarding.
Yeah.
I think like we would sleep better knowing that we did it and we did it right.
Yeah, that's true. We know exactly how everything fits together, everything's tensioned right, and it just feels good to do it yourself as well.
I feel like with this rig now is like bulletproof, that I'll sleep really good when we're in heavy seas and the rig's really taking a beating, and I know it'll be just fine. So super good. But this is amazing. We're having all new shrouds.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And my tummy just rumbled. I'm so hungry.
Yeah.
So why do you use these plastic washers?
It's just something to take up the gap in between like where the pin is and the chain plate. And I like the plastic because they don't rattle around like these washers don't do much. Plus these plastic are a bit thicker, so I can like take up the gap. It's just nicer. It doesn't do anything structural, I think, unless like it totally loosened and then it wants to slide, but that shouldn't happen. So
After a long day of work, a good meal, and solid rest, we treated ourselves to one last hike on the nearby trails of the alluring Acadia National Park. Covering over 47,000 acres, Acadia National Park may be one of the smallest parks in the United States, but it is certainly one of the top 10 most visited, with over 3 million people visiting per year. The park has over 120 miles of hiking trails ranging from easy to strenuous.
Pretty steep up there, huh?
And it is home to about 40 different animal species. During our time here, we were able to spot some red and gray squirrels, white-tailed deer, hear coyote calls every night, and nesting peregrine falcons every morning in the anchorage.
Wow. What do you think?
I am impressed.
Pretty good hike, huh?
Yeah, it was really a really cool hike because this view is kick-ass.
Oh, look at this cool part of the trail. You like get a hike through a little crevice. This is a
Going into the rock.
this is a steep part of the trail here.
I like this way.
This so-called hiking gets really intense.
Steep.
Yep. You did it.
Hey, it's like, hey, this is where you go.
Yeah, just go that way. Like right up there.
Holy shit. This is what we look at from the boat.
I know. How cool is this?
What?
Yeah.
There she is.
Yeah, look at that view. And we found where Panda Boat is. Oh, camera on camera action. Now I got you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my undies. There we go.
Oh, I thought you were doing that for me.
Because that's how suave I am.
Boom. Boom.
Like these turnbuckles are sexy. A new record in Maine.
Is it Sauveur?
Say it with your best French accent.
Saint Sauveur.
Sexy French accent. I think he's yelling at us.
Eat your nut. We're not gonna take it. One squirrel's attack.
I'm gonna jump you guys.
It's a little scary. I've never seen a squirrel get agitated like that. Usually they just run away.